out in this lower bracket final, and all eyes are perhaps on this man here, the crowd favorite Thompson, in a very difficult matchup, a melee hero versus the Quinn Viper. Let me tell you something, Austin, I'm a little familiar with Quinn, and I'm a little familiar with his hero pool. You give this man Viper, he just starts to foam at the mouth, because all of a sudden that lane just becomes completely in his control. At least you can build some stacks for the Sand King and go into that jungle with a bit more efficiency.
Now, you say you know Quinn, you got some history there, but I believe you also have some history with the man across from him in Thompson, and I believe Quinn also knows Thompson pretty damn well, as they've had a few matchups and a few TIs before. And you said that this man is just a force to be reckoned with on the main stage at International.
You want to face, I can tell you that from personal experience. It's going to be a very tough match for Gaimin, particularly since they fell down here, right? This is a team that's used to kind of, once they figure out the meta, they own the tournament from there. And this has been a big misstep for them against a foe they're very familiar with in Liquid. So I think Tundra have the momentum going into this match. They're feeling very confident off of a strong win yesterday.
And perhaps that fear and that momentum is exactly what Gaimin Gladiators are trying to address so early on, shutting down the mid lane, but it's the off lane that is in trouble, where Tundra find first blood on Tofu.
Really nice setup here from the enchant. This is so valuable for Thompson.
Uses the enchant on the Centaur to get some good harassment. They're even going to try and go for the kill with the last second. Centaur stunned. No way! Sand King manages to get the kill on the Viper, all thanks to this beautiful support player. And Whitemon, who does die, probably microing that Centaur. Bit of focus on there. Does lose some of the focus on the safe lane. It gets caught for it.
Or goes jungle. The damage is done, right? You alleviated a lot of that early game pressure. Thompson, he's just going to linger up top, look for a quick support pick off. The Ghost will add some extra slow.
Tofu.
Once more, the creeps.
He's done. He is done.
Dude, Whitemon is owning this early game. No way around it. He's already level 4. This is before the Wisdom Room.
He's so proficient at being able to jungle. He could just play to these neutrals. They're going to let Saksa take the experience on mid. Maybe he dies for it every once in a while, but he's going to get some levels, and his Sand King is free farming in the meanwhile. Has to snowball to dodge some of the damage here, but he will be pulled back into his doom as Gaimin Gladiators will punish the support left solo in mid, but the punish on the other side is Tundra going for ace here. All those Lotuses, though, triple bracers, a hard kill to be able to get in. Thompson has overextended himself, and Quinn puts him in the dirt.
Triple bracer chainmail plus a healing Lotus. That is not an easy target to bring down. They just don't have the early damage, and that was a very important rotation mid for Gaimin here. You want to snowball the Viper. Quinn is still dominating the lane. He's still decently ahead. Those rotations just add that snowball effect and give a lot of experience toward this Chen as the Wisdom Room.
Oh, the spear doesn't come out in time, and it misses, so Tofu manages to nab away the Wisdom Rune, and he might even get the kill on Ramses. Lobs out that blood grenade, a poison trying to latch, doesn't find its mark, and Tofu will be unable to get that kill, and perhaps is going to die here as Saksa is going to try and keep up with him. Tofu, is he going to go for the Ancient deny? Dodges the spear, goes back to the Ancient.
Wasting
this
so
little
much
move,
time.
trying to break some ankles, he will get. There is kind of, though, that pressure to do something with that amp damage, right? Because you know the Sand King's just farming away this entire time. You've got to start taking objectives soon. And Dyrachyo, he's going to be in a bit of trouble here. Got him inside the arena. Ramses gets the pin as well, and they have the damage. Thanks to Whitemon, again, showing up at the right place at the right time, hits the enchant to get rid of the win run. Back to middle lane where Saksa continues to suffer. Obviously, there's not much he could do about a Viper kill. Does manage to get that kill and tries to hit that mid tower.
That amp damage room plus a solo kill for Quinn. He strikes back.
Oh, Tofu spotted. Didn't hit the Burrow Strike. Will hit the epicenter. That's going to slow him down a little bit. And the shards will keep him in the AoE. Saksa makes sure that Thompson is able to deal the damage. Thompson, you can see, is playing defensively just for fear of more heroes coming to assault, but not the case.
It's also standard for the gap close to find your target, help the Viper out in the fight. That one did not save Dyrachyo bottom, but he will make the rotation anyway.
It's the win. Nice shackle shot. Still, though, Dyrachyo's going to be surrounded by heroes. Where's Ace to be able to help out here? The Whirlwind is doing a decent amount of damage. Can't quite finish him up. That power shot misses. Thompson slips right past that one. Saksa is now going to be the target of Gaimin Gladiators instead, but they're running through this sandstorm constantly. Still, though, Saksa slowed down by another blood grenade. Oh, managed to get his drinking buddies all the way to Thompson. Pulls himself out of danger.
I mean, Saksa God right there. Gets the kill, gets the bailout. Even the Viper rotates up here, but Quinn is too late to the party. They defend this tier 1 top, and meanwhile, another quick kill for Ramses on this Mars. He got it last in this draft, and he's already put it to work. 3-0 start for him, as Whitemon will help him deal some extra tower damage down here on the bottom lane. Pure cutting mid as well. His mid lane's been annoying for Quinn.
Where does he go? He just keeps on going into the neutrals to try and take some of that away, but...
No, he has to kick out tops and top. He has lingered way too long up here.
Snowball, oh, it's going to pull him straight to Quinn. This is a dangerous position. That's why Thompson's going to try and get out with the bro strike, and the Saksa Tuz follows him right away with the drinking buddies again. This duo is just too mobile for Gaimin Gladiators to get the hold on them.
Just don't...
Saksa, he's going to be running into a ward, so there's no way out. No heroes to pull him out with the drinking buddies this time around. He goes to the creep wave, surrounded by 3. So he should finally pay the price. He's just going to do what damage he can, stall as much as humanly possible. But it does seem like this top lane is finally going to be forfeited by Tundra. They lose that hero, and they're going to lose the tower as well.
Pure taking advantage of this moment to clear through some of those ancient stacks. He is getting very far, and we've seen some crazy GPMs on this Dragon Knight. He's going to have another pretty free game here. It's Thompson catching up mid, and the tower being pressured by the Dark Soul Summoner. So Whitemon continuing to exert pressure on the map. They're fighting for the 12-minute power rune. It's a dangerous rune.
Got him inside the arena with the epicenter. He wins for the save. He tries to stop Tofu's disruption. Looks like they'll have him surrounded and killed. But what about Quinn? He picked up an Invis rune, comes out of that one to try and put some damage on Ramses. He regrets that decision, though. Trying to use the Stampede to get him out of here, but the chain stuns. Make sure that he's not going anywhere. Wait, the Centaur stun. It comes through. Stalls him up still. Snowball gets him too. Quinn can't finish him, though. No more damage left in the tank as Gaimin Gladiators pull all their heroes to help out their mid lane.
3 points in corrosive skin, plus all the Chen heal, enough to keep Quinn alive as he mans up for the rune and is rewarded. Gaimin, this is a team that's going to bring everybody to these sorts of skirms for him to catch up on. So Gaimin are the ones who are kind of pressured to find the pickoffs here. They're going to try and land this smoke on Ramses, but he did sniff it out, but not fast enough.
Yeah, they smoked underneath the ward, but Ramses still gets caught in the corner of the map. As smart play by Gaimin Gladiators. They use the blink and the Stampede to get instant damage on Ramses. Make sure
Ideally, they want to keep killing up here.
Oh, Ace is there on the other side. Thought that Viper Strike wasn't going to be enough, and it wasn't. Ace really helps out getting that kill. 700 gold for them off of that pickoff. And perhaps a little damage on this tier 2 is not much of Tundra. He's going to deal with this. Ramses, he's playing deep on the other side of the map. Going to be cutting waves and everything. It seems like Tundra are trying to avoid fights right now.
Yep.
Do you feel like they are good to scale late game? Because we have...
Tundra making a smoke of their own, looking triangle. Only Tofu here.
See some stacks that are happening. They know where the support is going off of those neutrals, running that direction. And they'll get Tofu in the process. The arena makes sure that there is no escape with the Dragon form. They can maybe take some of these neutrals as well. Not a huge stack, just a double, but still one Tundra by a healthy amount at that.
Yeah, they're just going to farm more of the map during these downtimes. Like, Gaimin need to group up and get an advantage. They're continuing to bleed some supports. Tundra just pushed the lanes in, making the better moves right now. They have an Arcane Rune on tops, and that Bloodstone is done, and they're just working towards BKBs. They already have Pures. He hasn't had to.
You see where he's headed to. They probably know where the other support is as well. They're gonna wrap around, avoiding this high ground, making sure the smoke doesn't pop until he gets the arena on both the supports. A quick disruption maybe bails out the Chen for now, but Fury gets stunned up for a second. Now he starts going to work with the both the supports grouped up. Still though, the heals are keeping him alive for a little bit. They managed to get off most of their auras in time. Will it be enough though? Tofu, he's gonna be the next one down. Another support though. Chen is gonna come back into play with a buyback.
What a stop.
Gaimin Gladiators push through this one with Pure already going down. Next up is Thompson. Thompson hits the stinger. A spear goes through, landing onto the Centaur. Thompson's getting bursted down. Too much damage from Gaimin Gladiators as Quinn, Snowball, wait, Saksa got him with the punch. This time around, he will hit his mark, and Tundra will find that the best initiation they can get is still not enough to
see what Gaimin can do during this Aegis period. They have their Greaves, they have their Pipe, they have an Aegis on the Viper, who's their front line, who's showing top right now.
Oh, they're gonna get him midway through. Ace has already gone through the gate. He's not coming back in time to save Tofu, at least, as Tofu's still inside the arena. Wait a minute, disruption with Sox stuck on the other side of the shards. Tofu's actually making a break for it with the Stampede.
He just can't convert on those kills. Meanwhile, Thompson trying to make a solo play.
Yeah, very interesting knowing that since the BKB's on cooldown, maybe he could get a solo kill. But either way, it's Tundra being aggressive into an Aegis, which is quite the call. Thompson, he's going to go for BKB Bloodstone, see if he can stay alive against all five, but there is way too much. Thompson, you have overestimated yourself, and now maybe you pulled Pure into a position he doesn't quite want to be. The rest of his team is cutting in.
They're just trying to stall this out. Put Thompson on the front line. Gaimin will jump him.
Thompson, no big, oh, snowball save. That can let him get off the BKB Bloodstone, but they are going to be deep into Gaimin Gladiator side. Managed to get the blink away before the Stampede can connect there. And they'll get him back to safety. Gaimin Gladiators not being able to get that pick off. Now 60 seconds.
This is on the horizon. They get caught a little bit. They find the Shadow Demon on the backside.
They managed to get him, and they got him inside the arena. The Spear, though, he runs at the Centaur, so a self-disruption, but Tofu, wait, Quinn, he's taking a lot of damage. He's going to lose that Aegis. He had the Aegis killed the second life, while Duraccio starts going to work with the Whirlwind. Managed to get a Burrow Strike back. Thompson's going to be okay for now, but Pure, he's leading in. He's going to go for Celery, takes him out. BKB TP up from Quinn, but what about Duraccio? Duraccio doesn't have that same luxury. He doesn't have a BKB. Tries to hide. Nowhere to hide, though, from Tundra.
Pure man's up, and he is rewarded. Just stands his ground in the middle of everything. Gaimin did not have the damage. Duraccio, he wanted to pick his mark in that fight, comes in by now. You want to be looking at the next Roshan with a net worth lead. Instead, you find yourself down a 10K hole versus a very strong Dragon Knight who's about to finish MKB at your shop.
Saksa wasting no time to make the initiation because Ramsey's up behind him and he's got a completed sight device and a spear to follow it up. Disable after disable. Gaimin Gladiators now have to use the Stampede to try and retreat, make sure nobody else dies, but Tofu, he'll bite the dust as well.
Tundra finding momentum in this game, finding everything right now. Every jump feels good, especially with MKB done on Pure. You find Duraccio, he's gonna melt. Swin run.
Who they want. They don't want the Centaur. They don't want the Viper. They want the backline, but this time Ramses finds himself jumped on. Stop! It stops the snowball save from Saksa and kills Ramses. He's going to fly back and try and come back in. Thompson! Thompson! A Burrow Strike from hell goes underground and he just rips Gaimin Gladiators all the way down to the pit itself. A spear to finish him off, and that is a team wipe.
And it only cost you a Mars buyback off of what was probably the best stun Ace could ever find in this game. Preventing the save, finding the Tusk, and absolutely none of it made a damn difference. As Thompson says, just leave them to me, boys, and I will clean it up. Pure with the cleaves coming through. He is invincible. The clock in this game has run out for Gaimin. This push did not come to fruition, and Ramses, he's in cleanup mode.
Ramses perhaps trying a little bit too hard there, goes for something that they don't want to jump on. It's the Viper. They got plenty of buybacks out of Gaimin Gladiators.
They got all of them.
That's good enough. And now they can back up to do the original objective.
Knight is in theory mortal. He wants the second life to siege the base.
I mean, if you're Gaimin Gladiators, is it possible for you to leave the Dragon Knight for last, or does he just do too much damage? That may not be a question that they are ever able to get to themselves with Duraccio gone in a second.
Does have buy. It's the one hero that had buyback for Gaimin right now.
They're all setting up with this high ground ward. They're going to say, this is the only opportunity we have. We've got an amp damage onto the Viper. Maybe, just maybe, we can pull out a miracle. But Pure's behind them. Thompson hits the Burrow Strike. A disruption save. That's going to help. They have the buyback at TPM coming in. Quinn activates his BKB. Throws the damage back out. And then Thompson, wait, the snowball save again. Coming in from the supports of Tundra. They're bailing out these heroes. And Duraccio not going to make it out. The Death Reaper comes in with a sharp scythe and a wicked intent. Thompson, he'll join them along in death, but he's done what he needed to do. He has killed Gaimin Gladiators, killed their chance in this game one, taken out their buybacks, taken out their diebacks, and they are out of this game one.